I'm Nick Webster, and I chose to do my project by telling the story of art through music. Throughout my life, I've always been very interested in music as a musician myself, especially a guitarist. As I was looking through the old yearbooks, I noticed that the music section wasn't as big as sections like football or just other sections throughout the yearbook, and I really wanted to shed light on the musicians and especially guitarists. During my project, I decided to interview various kids around Clayton Valley and see how they value music and see how they create their music. And I wanted to see how they compare with their fellow guitarists around Clayton Valley. I researched bands, I researched guitar techniques just to see if, just to get some knowledge beforehand about what I was going to be actually interviewing on. And I hope you enjoy my video. Thank you.
I have been writing music for about probably a year now, and it's a lot of trial and error, so I erase most of the stuff I do write, even if I do like it, because I'll usually end up just taking what I wrote and combining it with something else, but I usually don't use a lot of it to actually move forward. So it's, I'd say about 1/10 of the stuff I actually write I actually use, so yeah, about 2 or 3 months now. So my process is I usually I play around with the guitar. That's what I play guitar. I'll put the tuner on and see what chords I'm playing and match them with other chords. And then I'll play something like a riff or a series of notes, whatever, and then I'll record it with my phone. And I'll keep fixing it and making the chords sound better until I like it. And then I'll keep the final recording and I'll combine that with other things or throw them away. So than they used to be. So I'd say, I guess it hasn't changed much, but the songs I do like are probably more poetic, I guess. Not as much loud. Yeah. So I'd say my taste in music has changed more towards softer music, so more finger picking. That's what I usually try to write, which is, I think it's easier for me, just because I've been doing that more than strumming. I don't write strumming music usually. So, I'd have to say, the stuff I would be more like the style of Stairway to Heaven. Not as long or as good, but similar to that kind of thing, where it's more rhythmic, just quieter, softer. Yeah.
I've been writing music for about 6 months. I've been playing guitar for about 1.5 years now, and for about a year I've just been making riffs and experimenting. But in the last 3 or 4 months I've been actually trying to write a full song with with lyrics, melody, rhythm, and so on. When I try to write a song, usually I'll think of what the song's going to be about, and that's of course the lyrics. But when I'm making a guitar riff, either I'll just be experimenting with the fretboard, find something cool I like, or I can make up something in my head and use the guitar to figure out which notes sound good. So. My taste in music has definitely changed a lot over the last couple of years. My freshman year, I was into rap, Odd Future, Girl Sweatshirt, that kind of stuff. But as I got older, I started to branch out and listen to different types of music, broaden my range, I guess you could say. And I began to fall in love with the guitar and pieces that included the guitar and stuff like that. And now I'm into heavy metal, rock, alternative bands. Some bands would be Metallica, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Kansas, Iron Maiden, and the Eagles, probably. When I first wanted to create music, my main goal was to have a sound like the Front Bottoms, something punk, something like that. But now I like more acoustic stuff, more metal, like stuff that's intricate, I guess, hard to play, hard to write, very melodical too. And before, I just wanted to do like strums and chords here and there, and just have no lead over it, no melody. Just, yeah.
I've been writing music seriously for the past year and a half or so, but my whole life I would write little things with like my friends, or my uncle and I wrote a song when I was like 7, and it was just like silly, and I would write sort of like cheesy little things in like middle school, but in the past like year and a half or 2 I've started writing more seriously. I personally find it harder to put words to music than to put music to words, if that makes sense. I don't just like write something and then I'm like, okay, now like let's make this into a song. I usually will think of some sort of like tune or melody that I like, and then I'll sort of start to think of words that make me think of the sounds that I'm creating, and just kind of go with the flow. I listened to a lot of what my parents listened to when I was younger, so like Red Hot Chili Peppers, Green Day, Weezer, bands like that, and then I started listening to my own stuff, like obviously I listened to like children's music, like the Wiggles, and then it kind of morphed into like Disney music, and then I started like listening to my own stuff. I started listening to like a lot of top 40 and like rap in middle school, but I was still listening to like rock and stuff and like things that my parents showed me, and then sort of like end of middle school, beginning of high school, I started listening to like what I discovered on my own, a lot of like indie rock, punk, pop punk, like alternative, like a lot of like something's more obscure than others, but it's definitely evolved into a strongly like alternative and like punk rock. I think it's definitely changed the way that I write music, because when I was younger it used to be just like cheesy little like I love this boy music, and now it's like a lot more meaningful and metaphorical, and there's a deeper meanings in my writing as like going along with listening to more like music that has more emotional impact and connection to life, and it's about more things than just love.
Okay, I started writing music when I was like 11 years old, and they were just stupid songs that didn't make any sense at all, but I actually still have like the first song I wrote on a piece of paper, which is cool. Getting harder to stand. My music writing process is non-existent. I don't really have any process, like it just comes to me, but I do have moments, well not moments, like months where sometimes I just don't write anything, and then like for like 3 months I'll write a bunch of songs, which is not the best thing, but it works. My music taste has changed so much throughout the years. Like I've learned to appreciate music more, and just I definitely don't listen to the stuff I used to listen to, like 5 Seconds of Summer and like One Direction, and I tend to listen more to the music aspect of it and not the cute boys aspect of it. My writing technique and how I write and my music hasn't changed at all since my music taste has changed, which I find very interesting, but I've always stuck to writing like what I listened to as a child, like Ingrid Michaelson and Birdie and there's one more, but I can't remember. But I've always stuck to what I know